This prompt was inspired by by modern wisdom, because there was a part where they said one day there's going to be a day and I no longer answer email, and then that made me think, what is there like a thing that one day you will no longer blank. And I feel I've had a handful of those, and the thing is, like, those days are never expected. Oh God, big boy.
Oh no. What to do? It's coming for our clothes.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, I had a lot of moments that I've experienced like that, but the thing is, I don't think. Yeah, I've had experiences like that, but they were never expected, as a lot of them are. I think one thing that tripped me out was one of them was one day, like at one point with your group of friends was the last time you guys hung out, and then you guys never hung out again, and that just fucks with me. What about you?
I mean, just kind of, it just reminded me of this like one post I saw. This dude posted on Twitter a long ass time ago, where he like logged on to like Halo or something, or like just somewhere on his Xbox, and it was like the last time he was on it was the last time he ever played with his friends, and that he hasn't spoken to them. One of them died.
Wow.
I was just like, Jesus. Yeah.
I mean, something for you, yeah.
I don't know. What's coming up for me is dance, because as of late, that like the majority of my social life revolves around dance. Like whether it's with you and Lauren, or whether it's with Temper Tantrum, or like most of the time, I have friends here. I barely get to see them because they don't dance, so therefore our schedules don't align. That's just it. Like, because we don't run in the same circles anymore, or as adults, we barely get to see each other, even though one of them I've been friends with since kindergarten or pre-K, actually. Yeah. So like one day I might just stop dancing for whatever reason, whether it's a career-ending injury, because that can happen, or something, and God forbid I lose the zest for it. I hope not. Yeah, like I don't know, as like as someone who's not a very social person, that only socializes when I let social situations come to me. I don't come to them, in a sense. So like, if those don't come to me, I'm just gonna
there it is.
Okay. Where are you? Oh no.
You dead?
Oh no, it's not.
There's a roach.
Die.
Saying you're not looking for social situations.
Yeah, I don't look for social situations. So either I have to look for those social situations in order to listen. I like being a hermit, but at the same time, I also, as a human being, I also crave some form of contact, in a sense. Yeah. So like, or like, we do live together, but like, if I stop dancing, that's one less thing that you and I do together. You know what I mean? Cut. Thanks for watching. No, that's one less thing that you and I do together. Like, even like from not even a professional level, like, because I just started doing that with you, but like just for funsies. Like, we do that for funsies, and if I'm so injured or whatever, and I can't do that anymore, that's one less thing that we do. I mean, we have a plethora of things that we do, but like, it's a big thing that we do.
Yeah.
It's like a big part of us. So it's like that's a big part of me. That's pretty much, if you just take a chunk, you might as well just take a chunk of my brain away at that point. Because even I think it has become a bigger part of my life ever since I moved here. Like ever since I'm like, ever since I found it again, basically. And I do not want to let it go, and I can't imagine my life without it anymore. That's one of those for me. It's the biggest thing that's coming up for me when I hear that.
Yeah, for me, it would be like one day I'll eventually stop driving to Arizona. Because it's possible that either Jordan, he might stay in state, or he might just be, a full-blown adult that I don't need to be there every month anymore. Because I think
there's need to be there and want to be there.
That's true. But it's because right now when I'm there, when I visit, he's with me.
Yeah.
And he, meaning my son, and then what happens when he's a teenager? What happens when he's in college? I'm just gonna be at a Airbnb by myself.
That's true.
These are things that I think about, or when he's an adult. Like you visiting? Because will he visit me more? It's an interesting conundrum because for me, I have this thing of I want to be there, but I also want to be here because the industry that I want to be in is not there; it's here. So it's difficult to also want to try to be this ideal parent that I want to be, because that means I also have to sacrifice the job choice and the businesses. I mean, I'm pretty sure the businesses will be fine if I move
running it remote.
Yeah, running it remotely.
Because you're technically running it all remotely.
Yeah, but
except for temper tantrum.
Yeah. So and yeah. So that part is that I think that's one of the things that came up for me is one day I'll just stop going there, or if he goes to school somewhere else, or he moves somewhere else for work.
Yeah.
Eventually there will come a time where I just no longer visit. I don't know. I don't know how I'm gonna navigate that because it's different. Like if he's been living with me, he eventually leaves the nest.
Yeah.
But it's me sort of like me over there trying to consistently try to make a space for us and come back. And then once he's gone, I don't need to be there anymore. Or maybe I go to, I don't know. It's kind of that kind of thing of just this path that I'm on is very unknown in terms of examples that I can, in terms of frames of reference. I don't know many people that are traveling out of state every month to go see their kid, and then trying to also build their career. And also it's an interesting conundrum. So that one came up for me, and it's a very interesting thought. Yeah. Short podcast, everyone. Thanks for watching.
Bye. No, because I mean, I feel like there's always going to be a last time you do something for whatever reason.
Let's switch it up. Like, what about not just from the future? What about the past? You didn't know it was going to be the last time you'd experience this, but it's just.
Oh, I
you
mean,
look back and it's like, oh, it's gone now.
I mean, one of the things and it was a good thing that it stopped was that we were going to stop visiting each other. Because then I'm here now. We're not visiting each other.
I'm visiting
anymore.
you. I'm visiting your house.
Every time you wake up, I'm visiting. Hi.
I just go outside and just knock on the door to wake you up. Let me in.
You lock yourself out.
I don't know where my keys are.
Like, how'd you lock the door? I threw them. I wanted to visit. I'm like, your car keys?
Yeah. Oh god.
I would have a copy here. You gotta go to Lauren for it.
Oh, yeah.
Your spare. I mean, there's that one, but let's see. Oh, I mean, I kind of knew it was gonna happen eventually, but I knew that there was gonna be a last time I was ever gonna play D&D with my friends in Jersey.
Oh wow.
I just didn't think it was gonna come so soon. Like we really tried to make it work, and it wasn't just because I'm here. It's just the like schedules just didn't line up. Like technically, I was the one that I still had. I was the one that was the most free to like do to have these D&D nights every Wednesday or whatever. Like, cause I could just do them over because we were all doing it over Discord, so we could just do it over Discord. Both of you could have been home, and you could just you could just listen to me suffering.
Yeah.
And that's fine. Like it's not a big deal. It's just everyone else's schedules just didn't line up, and then that Discord server is still there taunting me and taunting us, and like knowing that like where our characters left off, my character is probably still dying on a boat. But yeah, I didn't think it would come so soon, and after that, communications with the guys just kind of became more sporadic. Like, it's most of the time it's just big life updates. Like when I was talking with Kyle, it was just like we had like an entire day of like just texting each other for like an entire day, just like updating each other on our lives for like the last few months.
Just crazy.
And like, because before it was like we would all talk on a Discord server every day. Sometimes I'd hop on if they're playing a game. I will hop on just like the voice chat and watch. And like, and literally just hang out. Or sometimes Kyle would be like, hey, do you want to watch an anime together? I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah, let's do it over Discord. There's just no time anymore. It's just like we're getting busy, they're getting busier. So it's just like, oh. So like I think, yeah, like I don't think some of the guys even know that what I'm doing now. Just because I haven't talked to them. I mostly talked to Kyle. That was a couple days ago.
Okay.
Because he okay. So the thing with Kyle is there's an account that used to be on Twitter. It's not on Blue Sky. Called Flat Fuck Friday. So every Friday, Kyle sends me a Flat Fuck Friday post. Every Friday, without fail. Sometimes I'll get 2 in a row on like on the messages on Signal. That means we didn't talk to each other for 2 weeks.
Oh.
But then we just pick and then I think that's the beauty of like my friendship with some people is just we just pick it back up.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we went from talking every day, and when I was still in Jersey, hanging out every weekend, and then like to just missing out on like months of each other's lives until we find like enough time to sit down and just text, not even talk, text. And then I'm just like, I haven't even like, I also like my other best friend, Cheska, we like randomly catch up, but also she's a mom of 3.
Yeah.
And a nurse. So there's just, and also like time differences, like nobody, I have only stayed up past 4 a.m. for you. I only stayed up past 4 a.m. for you. I do not expect anyone to do that, especially anyone on the East Coast to like try and talk to me until like past 4 a.m. their time. Like, no, go to bed. Especially that bitch. 3 kids. But I'm like, yeah. So it's just it's like I think we're all at the point of adulthood that we're all running at different paces.
Mm-hmm.
We're all on different timelines. And that's totally fine. That's totally okay. That is something that I had to come to terms with. That everyone has a different timeline, especially after a certain age. We kind of all go through the same timeline at the same pace. And then it like diverges depending on your chosen career and what kind of life you have.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's also part of us not being able to talk. But also I feel sort of optimistic about friendships with like my friendships with like those people, like my friends in New Jersey, because like, and even like my friends here, like Seoul and Burnaby, like that I see like sporadically. Because I see my parents and their friends, they will not see each other for years, and then they hang out. It's like they never like stopped hanging out.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, okay, so this can work. Like this can happen depending on the friend and the quality of friendship to begin with.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm okay with that, but it's just really sad. I think it was the D&D thing that like just made me really think about like, oh, are my friendships deteriorating? Or is it just life?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are like some people who've considered me their best friend, and I wonder if you've even considered that anymore. You know what I mean? Because it's like, because at one point you were in the journey for a while, but then you diverge and you have your own journeys. So, and then that person that they knew before is different from who they are now, for the most part.
Yeah.
Or there's some essences are the same, but like there's some people grow, and they do some do change.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, do you want to visit New Jersey?
Yeah, for
the great state,
the great
garden state of New Jersey, of the great movie
The
Garden State.
I mean, listen, the movie is great. Shut the fuck up. I love that movie.
It was a
Don't
good
you
movie.
Dare. Don't you dare. That was the start of my Manic Pixie Dream Girl phase.
That's where they introduced Natalie Portman, right?
Yep. And that was also like, I think that was everyone's first Manic Pixie Dream Girl movie.
No.
I mean, of our generation.
Yeah,
I guess
that's true. Yeah, I remember both my brothers fucking drooling over Natalie Portman.
Why not?
Yeah, that's true. But yeah,
I think when she was younger, she was in a bunch of other stuff, but it was, I think, one of her first bigger projects. Also, there's Zach Braff.
Then what do you call it?
I mean, I would. I mean, like, I still love the people that I met there. I mean, I will talk shit about New Jersey all I want. I get to because I lived there. None of you get to. That's my toilet, and I get to shit in it. Also, I miss Taylor Ham. I miss good bagels.
Oh God, I miss. Yeah, those are some of my favorite. Yeah, the food were some of my favorite.
Yeah.
An actual sloppy Joe.
The Jersey Sloppy Joe.
The Jersey sloppy Joe. And then
that's the only place where the Sloppy Joe is that.
What do you call it? Getting the, what is it? The bacon, egg, and cheese.
The Taylor Ham, egg, and cheese.
Taylor Ham. Oh, the pork roll. I love this debate. It's so funny.
It's Taylor Ham, and also right now, like, just I know you didn't want to touch on it. Just real quick. With the state of the country, the state of New Jersey right now is very divided. So, like, if you say Taylor Ham, you're also not racist.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. Because like there was this post that I shared where everyone's like, New Jersey against ICE, all that, and then everyone in the comments was like, just North Jersey, just North Jersey, just North Jersey. Anyone south of that, if you say pork roll, you likely voted for the other guy.
Oh God.
Which is weird because New Jersey is still a blue state.
Yeah.
Also not weird because but yeah. I would like I would go visit. Like the quality of people is still good. The quality of food is still good. It's just I don't know, for some reason I just did not like my life, the lifestyle. Mostly because I lived in the suburbs and it was a little too quiet. Maybe now that I'm over 30, I would appreciate the quietness, but it would be still too eerie.
It would be probably boring. I feel like suburbs are boring.
We kind of live borderline of the suburbs.
Us? You're right.
We're borderline. Well, here's the thing. Pasadena is still like a city.
You just talked to us.
Sorry. Cut.
Yeah, watch it.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah.
But like the more traditional suburb, like I would consider your area where you live suburbs.
It's feel also like this an affluent suburb.
I think we're kind of the suburbs, but like I consider fucking going to Santa Clarita with all the cookie cutter houses suburbs.
That's suburbs.
Like 40 miles away, 30 miles away from LA or any city. That I think that's the suburbs where like you have to drive 5 miles. exaggerating, like 20 miles to
For
the
a
nearest
7-Eleven.
7-Eleven, yeah.
Meanwhile, we walk towards 7-Eleven.
Yeah, so it's I think, I don't know, because there's some, I don't know, because I almost feel like suburbs were kind of, it's a form of like obviously like having your own space and the quiet, but it's also like we're humans, we're social creatures, we kind of need that, but it's also the city can be chaotic, and then also the suburbs is kind of the opposite. But I guess it ultimately depends on how you cultivate it. Like you can have a great community in the city or in the suburbs. Depends on you and the effort that you put in to build that community around you.
Yeah.
But it's just for me, like I can't imagine living in that type of
Super secluded.
like just you essentially, because I don't know, because nowadays I don't think anyone in most American cities, not all, but most American cities know their neighbors. Like most people like to keep to themselves.
Yeah.
Everyone likes their privacy.
Mm-hmm.
And I obviously I like my privacy too, but I just don't want to be like fucking 50 miles out from
where your
an event.
cousin lives.
Yeah, like
for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I don't want to be 50 miles out from like the rest of humanity.
Yeah,
like because then what if I want to go to a jam? What if I want to go to battle? What if I want to go to
what if you have a gig?
What if I have a gig? Or what if I want to go to some fucking cool thing that's happening in Grand Park in downtown LA?
And you're out in like
I'm pretty sure there's also like those towns probably have their own community thing, and there's a lot of things that I'm ignorant to. But just from my impressions of it, that's probably a whole lot of nothing that happens in between, and that might work for some people. But it's just like, and I work at home anyways.
Yeah,
it's more so like I just like knowing that there's a choice that I can go outside.
Yeah.
And like go to a dance class that's less than fucking 10 miles.
Yeah. Also, and I think it's this specific like suburb that I lived in New Jersey that really like just made me like so bored and made me like resent the whole place. Cause I have family in a different town. And their town is predominantly Puerto Rican and Colombian and Dominican. And so like there was flavor there. So like, I could just walk like, well, no, like I would still need to like take some form of wheels to get to food from like my aunt's house in a sense. Cause like those hills are rough. But like at least there was some form of culture, seasoning.
Yeah.
So I think you can see where I'm getting at with it in terms of the suburb I lived in. They only started getting good boba like in 2022.
Oh my god!
Because then, because the town that the
that's right. I remember when that spot popped up.
Yeah. Oh, I was there almost all the time. Because I was like, oh, good boba. Because like, the demographics only became a little bit more diverse when Asian American families from New York City found out about the school district in that town, in those three towns actually, in those three towns that are very close to each other. They found out about the school districts. They looked at the test scores and they looked at the rankings in the state and in the country. They all ranked pretty high, and they were like, oh, let's send my kid here. And it's public school.
Oh.
They're well-funded public schools because,
yeah.
But like, yeah. So it only started getting a little bit more diverse because of these families moving in from New York City. And these families moving from New York City are like, where's all the culture? Because because I used to work for a YMCA, and a dad who's Korean American, but like moved from New York City, was like, I see you around town walking on your lunch break probably, but is there any good food around here? I'm like, define good. Because I knew where they were from. Like I've talked to him before. I gave them the tour. They're like, oh, we moved from the city, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, cool. And he asked where the good food was. I'm like, define good. He was like, where do you go? I'm like, I go to Chipotle. He was like, oh. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, that should just tell you what you need to know. He was like, what about like, these like Asian restaurants? I'm like, they all offered me forks. And he was like, oh, I'm like, I have to ask for chopsticks at a Japanese restaurant. He was like, that should just tell you what you need to know. She's like, okay. So where do you go in New Jersey? I'm like, not in this county. So like basically the county I told him to go to was like closer to New York City.
Mm.
So it's improved like the further inland you go, I guess. But at the time when I was living there, I was basically Catherine Hahn in Parks and Rec. I was like, I need to get to a city where things happen. Again, not the most social person, but I want to be where the people are. Yeah, that's what I'm like. Because also, like, when I was living in the Philippines, I grew up in a city. I was put to sleep by cop cars. Wee woo. And then also when we moved here, we did not live in a suburb. We lived our apartment was very close to a freeway entrance.
Yeah.
And there was always a sobriety checkpoint like a block away on Friday night. So, cop cars.
God. City life.
Yeah.
Just thinking about that. Yeah. Back to the prompt.
Oh yeah. So what about you? Your past you. How would past you answer that?
Oh man, a lot of it's related to being a dad.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the one that hits most is when I think it was when I was evicted.
Mm.
And then from the previous place because I went to jail and all that. I shared that story already on my channel, but yeah, but it was also like that was the last time that I would be living under the same roof as my son, and he was barely one. So that's something that what do you call it, that is hard, but like, so it makes the time that I have with him, I have to be more intentional, or like I aim to, because so there are days where I'm mediocre as fuck, or just really bad at it because I'm trying to deal with work stuff. But yeah, so that was like the last time that I didn't know it would be the last time, and then I thought there would be a moment like where we go back, things are normal, but and I think that throughout those lessons and those months of like 2013, 14 and all that stuff, that shit was rough, dude. Like I think I feel like I was going through an identity crisis, trying to figure out who I was, and then how to process this amount of, like, I'd say, this very traumatic event. I was trying to grasp the reins of just being me. And then 2014 to 13, 14, like towards the end of that, I really went in to trying to be more of a pro dancer again.
Mm-hmm.
And then even then, during rehearsals, there was a lot of like self-doubt and fear, and just trying to get a grasp of the sense of self after that. And then throughout all that was just those years, months, years to come were essentially rebuilding phases of, I'd say, my identity, because there was a lot of like, oh, again, it goes back to me, like, here's what I was expecting, like, oh, we'll go back to living together, we'll get through this. Nope, not happen. Was engaged, that not happen. Living separate, cool. Then living separate much longer than, like, permanently living separate, cool. Now them out of state, cool. So it was a constant, like, and even then there was like a whole point of like that this is the last day, and I never thought it would come. Well, I expected it because obviously there was a conversation about it, but I didn't think that there would be a day where like I would never be in the same state or neighborhood or city as my son. So and then it's the whole thing. You never say never, but I feel like those are big, heartbreaking events that were the last times for something. So, yeah, I think there's a level of, because I sometimes think about the whole thing of like of time heals all pain, and I believe it to a certain extent, but sometimes like the wounds reopen, or just like you just essentially it's just battle scars. You learn, you live with it, and you live with the echoes of what was.
Yeah.
So, and I think about I don't know. I think about the sometimes I think about it as a sadness I carry, that I use to help push me through with work, because then it becomes a huge motivating factor of like this is kind of the big reason why I do of who I do this for. But I'm also part of me also has this pulling side of like of don't get so lost in the work that you lose sight of who you're doing it for. That those are conundrums I go with, because like there's parts of me of like, do I continue building this and then sacrifice the time I have to potentially be with my son, or do I just sacrifice this to just be a dad? And then I'd see there's a potential way for both, and it's the logistical part of it is what scares me, because it's like because it's not just the money, it's like the community. What are they saying?
The logistics of trying to grow business and dad without sacrificing either one.
Yeah, just the logistics of that. Like it's not just the how much it'll cost to move. It's the community that we've cultivated here. Like I imagine that all the fear that I'm coming up with is all 90% is in my mind.
Well, just because it was in your mind doesn't mean it's not going to be true.
Yeah, but it's also like most of the things we're afraid about doesn't come to fruition too. Also,
okay.
So like there's that saying like most fears are just in like just don't happen. But also like it's, I guess I'm having commitment issues in terms of like where I'm going to be, and I feel I deal with that every day of like I want to be there, I want to be here, but what matters more? What would my 80-year-old self tell me? Like I wish that I did this more, and it's a case of like wanting to be. I'm going to clone myself.
Be nice,
and then because then I wouldn't have to constantly feel like I'm trying to properly time manage everything. And even then it's like it feels like I'm giving trying to give 100% with the little time I have, because I know there's certain things that like ideally 4 hours or an entire day would be good, but that this is not the circumstances we have. It's just what we gotta work with. Like, yeah, my son was only with me for 2 days. Ideally, I would have liked him to be here with me for a week, but but that's all I have. So I got to give everything I have. Not in like throw like spend extravagantly, but like the best quality time I have with him. Would that would make it meaningful for me and for him. Yeah, and that means like whatever he's talking about, whatever we're watching, like I like very minimal phone time, unless we need to decompress and he's taking a nap or I'm taking a nap or
I'm taking a nap.
We just need to relax after like being out all day. Yeah. These are things that I wrestle with, and then while I'm trying to do the business stuff. So, and I'd say I'd say the dragon that I'm trying to slay, that I hope that I slay through building all this. Well, one would say that I could just slay these dragons while I'm already over there being the dad I want to be.
Mm.
So it. Anything else?
I mean, just from like hearing that, and also just thinking about like literally like everything, even like stories that people have told me. It's just, I don't think you ever stop grieving what once was and what you thought was going to be, like to a point. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you can be over it, like, or whatever, but like there will be a time where you can't help but be sad about it a little bit.
Yeah.
Like you're just gonna think about it and you're like, oh, that's kind of sad. And like, there's a lot of things in everyone's lives that, we expected it one way, or we thought it was gonna go this way forever.
Mm-hmm.
And then it doesn't. I mean, examples personally, I thought I was gonna live in the Philippines forever and, just live my life there. I was already planning my life out at the age of like 15. And then boom, I moved to America. And then boom, moving to New Jersey. That's like two things. Like those two things I'm still grieving, even though I'm happy where I am. Like I still grieve those things. There's still times where I can't help but feel sad about it, even though I'm over it. There's, the change in our relationship. Like I'm clearly happy where we're at. Like I'm glad, like, not that I'm glad this is the direction we went to, like, because I never expected this, but like where we're going is great. But still, like, there's a part of me that just can't help but be sad about what I thought was going to be forever.
Yeah.
So it's just like, it's just there. I'm kind of over it, but like also, like, I still can't help but grieve that, and that's totally fine. Yeah, there's plenty of things to like grieve about. Like, I'm sure you have like those moments too, but it's like, I think that's just part of life. Things just change. You grieve the loss of these things. You move on, in a sense, but because it meant that much to you, you still grieve it.
Yeah.
It's like grieving a person.
Yep.
So it's just like, it's, I guess in a way, a part of you dies.
That
in a sense,
dream or whatever,
kind that of like version of you died,
has to be let go, in order to make room for something else.
Yeah.
I mean, this kind of took an interesting turn.
That was a bummer.
Comment down below what you thought would be the last. What is it? Comment down below something you never thought would be the last time.
Yeah.
If that prompt makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or if the last time came too soon.
Yes. So, and unexpectedly. So that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.